There's a version of you that gets a raise next year and ends up with nothing to show for it. Not because you're careless, not because you bought too many lattes, because you'll make one specific type of decision in one specific window of time and you won't even realize it's happening. I made that decision 3 times before I figured out what was going on. And once I saw the pattern, I couldn't unsee it. Here's what nobody tells you about earning more money. Let's kill the myth that it's the coffee. It's not the $4 latte. It's the 2 signatures you make when you feel rich for 5 minutes. Most budgets get crushed by the big 3. Housing is about 1/3, transportation is around 17%, food is about 13%. That's basically 2/3 of your life. So if you upgrade one of those, your raise never had a chance. Here's the math on a totally normal raise. Average raise lately is like 3.6%. On a $60,000 salary, that's $2,160 a year gross. After taxes and deductions, maybe you actually see, call it $150 a month. Now you move to a nicer place and rent is $200 more because I can afford it now. Congrats. Your raise is now negative $50 a month, and that lease runs 12 months, minimum. I did this. Got a raise, 2 months later I'm staring at my credit card bill like, where's the extra money? Spoiler, apartment upgrade plus a few small things. And on paper I was earning more, but my net worth wasn't moving. If anything, it was sliding backward. And here's the reality check. Around half of people making over 100K are still living paycheck to paycheck. Not because they bought a latte, because they locked in big fixed costs. Lifestyle inflation isn't you being weak, it's you being human, right in that dangerous little window after a raise. Quick question, have you ever gotten a raise and then a few months later had no idea where it went? Tell me in the comments. I did that 3 times before it finally clicked. Here's the annoying part your brain does after a raise. You upgrade something, you get a little dopamine hit, and then like 30 days later, it's just your life. It stops feeling special. It becomes normal. There's a famous study on this with lottery winners. 18 months after winning, they weren't really happier than people who didn't win. And they actually enjoyed everyday stuff less. Because once your brain resets the baseline, the small joys don't hit the same. That's what happens with money. A raise makes you think, finally, I can afford this. And you can, for a minute. But your happiness level adjusts fast and the expense stays. And here's the trap. Once something becomes your standard, better apartment, nicer car, going back down doesn't feel neutral. It feels like a loss. And losses hit about twice as hard as gains. My favorite example is me. I took out a $28,000 car loan, felt fancy for like 8 weeks. Then it felt exactly like my old used car, just with a fat monthly payment. You don't have more money, you just have a new baseline. And now comes trap number 2. It's not just that your baseline shifts, your comparison group shifts too. After a raise, you don't suddenly start comparing yourself to you last year. You start comparing yourself to the people around you who also spend more. Coworkers who just lease new cars, the neighbor with the renovated kitchen, Instagram couples who apparently live on a permanent balcony in Greece. And it's sneaky because it feels like you're just normalizing. But what you're really doing is quietly upgrading your definition of normal. There's research showing nearly 40% of millennials have gone into debt just to keep up with the people around them. That's not a budgeting problem. That's a comparison problem with a monthly payment. That's how a $2,000 rent starts sounding reasonable. A huge car payment becomes responsible. A more expensive vacation turns into we deserve it. Here's the truth nobody likes. A lot of status spending isn't powered by wealth, it's powered by insecurity, and insecurity has a monthly payment. Here's another sneaky reason your raise disappears. It doesn't feel like income. It feels like bonus money, like extra. And when our brain labels money as extra, we spend it like it doesn't matter. There's data on this. About 44% of people treat bonus money differently than their normal paycheck and spend it way more casually. Same dollars, different mental bucket. And when money feels like a windfall, like it showed up out of nowhere, people spend about twice as much as they would if they expected it. That's why the big mistakes happen before your budget ever has a chance. In that little post-raise euphoria window, you make one emotional decision, and then your spreadsheet is just documenting the crime scene. Trust me, I've got a budget spreadsheet with 14 tabs. Sarah makes fun of me for it. But even that didn't save me when I'd already signed the lease. So if tracking is too late, what actually works? Pre-commitment. You decide where the raise goes before you ever see it. Here's the move that actually works. You decide what your raise is for before you ever see it, and you automate it so it never feels like free money. This isn't motivational poster advice. There's a real program called Save More Tomorrow. People basically agreed to save more later when their pay increased. Their savings rate went from 3.5% to 13.6% over 40 months. And it stuck. 78% joined, 80% stayed. Why? Because defaults beat discipline. You don't have to be strong, you just get used to your new take-home after the automation. Here's the 20-minute raise plan. 1. Translate the raise into monthly net, not the shiny gross number. 2. Pick a split, like 50 to 80% of that raise goes automatically to debt, savings, or investing. The rest? Lifestyle, on purpose, no guilt. 3. Set the automation before the first new paycheck. Bump your retirement contribution, set an automatic transfer, split direct deposit, or use a separate debt savings account. If you've got credit card debt at like 21% APR, your raise is a fire extinguisher. Use it. And rule of thumb, no rent or car upgrades for 90 days. Let the system lock in first. If this helped, hit like. Seriously. And send it to a friend who's about to get a raise. And if you want more of this, psychology, math, zero guru nonsense, subscribe. I'm only sharing what I wish someone told me 10 years ago. Here's the only question that actually saves your raise. Not, how do I budget this better, but what is this raise for? Because if you don't give it a job, the quietest, easiest decision wins. Convenience, upgrades, we deserve it. And suddenly, your raise has a landlord and a car payment's name on it. So pick one mission, just one. Mission 1, freedom faster. Kill the debt, build a real emergency fund, buy yourself breathing room. Mission 2, buy your future. Automate retirement, investing, whatever your version is, set it and forget it. Mission 3, live better on purpose. A smaller, planned lifestyle upgrade you can enjoy without guilt, because you paid yourself first. And yeah, my what for moment happened when I ran the numbers and realized 3 years of raises had added up to 0 extra savings. 3 years. Every dollar had a landlord or a car payment's name on it before I ever saw it. That's when I stopped asking, where did it go, and started asking, where is it going? If you don't decide what your raise is for, your life will decide for you, through rent, car payments, and subscriptions.